Hello students, how are you? I hope all of you are well. In this video, it's a very special video for me because in this video I am going to show you some activity, okay, of relating to chemistry. Okay, we all know these things, okay, but still, I hope कि whenever you perform an activity, it is to some extent it's a bit experimental, and it's a bit benefited to everyone to understand the what we already know. Okay, so in this video what I am going to discuss about the solution, okay, the solvent parts of the solution rather, okay, and the components of the solution, and about the saturated solution, and something I will sneak into some homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture, okay, by some of the very common activity based, okay, activity based with class, you can say. Okay, so just cooperate with me, okay, and let's see what happened. Okay, thank you. Okay, so as you can see, it's a glass, okay, and in this there is a sugar, as you can see. It's a sugar, okay, it's a sugar, it's a glass, okay. So what I am going to describe, first of all, I am describing what is solution. So what is solution? In a solution, first of all, you need to know what is solution. Solution is a mixture, okay, solution is a mixture, okay, in which there is a presence of solute and solvent, okay. That means, to be precise, you can say a solution is made with the help of solute and solvent, okay. So what is solute and solvent? First of all, solute is the things, okay, the particular things that is in smaller quantity, okay, that is solute, okay, and the things that will be in greater quantity, that will be your solvent. And whenever these two things mixes up together, they form a solution, okay. So in this case, sugar is in less quantity, so it will be my solute, okay, and there is water, the water will be in great quantity, in huge quantity, big quantity, that will be my solvent. The sugar will eventually mixes up in the solvent, okay. So for doing that, I am first putting some water in this glass, okay, right. The glass is now half filled, as you can see. Now adding some sugar in it. Okay, let me tell you one thing. So as you can see, this is the water, okay, it's the water, so it is the solvent, okay, it is the solvent. It's, you can see, it's a in big quantity and it's greater quantity, so it's a solvent, and I am putting the sugar in it, so it is the solute, okay. So I am putting the solute into it, okay. So now you can see there is a presence of this solute and solvent, and but one thing you should notice, that these two haven't mixes up, right? That means it is not, up to now it's not a solution, but it can make a solution, it can become a solution. How? Just stir it, okay. So from this conclusion, from this procedure, what we can conclude? We can conclude that a solution can be formed whenever you mixes up the solute or the solvent, okay. Mixes up means I'm stirring it up, okay. So whenever you stirring up a solute within a solvent, it forms a solution like this, okay. It haven't mixes up well, up to you, you should give it time, but it's a, some of the part have been already mixes up with it, okay. So it's a your solution, okay. So what is solution? We have already know that the solvent, when mixes up with the solute, okay, they will form a solution, okay. So this was the a part of the activity, not the entire. So this is the your solute and solvent and solution concept, okay. With this, I want to describe one more thing, that is the condition needed to form a solution, okay. That means what favors, in your book you can see there is a particular topic given, what favors the formation of a solution. Okay, what favors? This favors to form a solution. Okay, whenever you are stirring it up, it will become a solution in quick succession. But if you stay it, if you just take the solvent, that is the water, and put some solute on it and keep it like this for hours, it will eventually become a solution, because at a particular time all the solute will be dissolved into the solvent, right? That's a different aspect, but we don't have the time and we want to do it very fast. So what we need to do, we need to perform the action very quickly. So for this we can stir it up. Okay, so it's a process that favors the solution to be more quickly. Okay, one more one more conditions there, or one more topics there to make a solution quickly, that is by heating. So I don't have the arrangement of heating here. If I would have, then I would surely can make you observe, but you can do it by yourself. Okay, you just take a solution and just apply some heat on it, it will become a solvent, that means a solution rather. Okay, so this is the condition of solute and solvent. Okay, I hope you understand it well. Okay, next thing what I am going to discuss is the homogeneous medium and heterogeneous medium. Look, if you can see the sugar is almost dissolved in it. Okay, almost dissolved in it. Okay, some part of it still remains, but if you apply some time, to give some time with it, it will eventually totally mix it. Okay, so what is homogeneous mixture? Let me tell you. If a solution is like this, that will be homogeneous mixture. Okay, just clarifying it. If you, after the finishing of the solution, after the solution gets ready, if you taste the solution, that means if you take from a spoon of water from this particular portion, or you take a spoon of water from this particular portion, will it make any difference in the taste? Let's just tell me. No, because that means the taste will remain same in throughout this solution, right? That means the taste will be sweet. Okay, so the sweet taste will remains throughout the solution. There will be no ups and downs of the taste of the solution. You can taste the solution, you can taste the sweet of the solution in every part of this solution, right? These particular solution or mixture, we call them as a homogeneous mixture. Okay, that means if a solution is in the form that whatever part you are taking from it, it results in a same particular manner, that will be your homogeneous solution. That means if you take a upper part of the solution, the amount of sweetness in it will be as the same as the lower part of the solution. Okay, so it's the homogeneous solution. Okay. But if you put some different things in it, okay, let's say if it's a mud water. Okay, if it's a mud water, it's water already there, and if you add some mud on it, the solution becomes a mud water, right? So what will happen after some time? You can see the mud has been settled down in the bottom, right? And the upper portion will be free. Okay, that upper portion will be transparent. So in that particular solution, will the texture of the solution be same throughout the solution? No, the intensity of the mud will be very less on the upper portion rather compared to the lower portion. The lower portion will have a immense concentration of the mud at the bottom, which will not be present at the top, right? So that mixture is called the heterogeneous mixture. Okay, that means in a mixture, if there is clear differences between the solute and solvent, that means they are not exactly matched up, they will be called as a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so this is the homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So I have experimented, I have seen you rather two of the most important experiment. Okay, now I will make one more experiment, the saturated solution. Okay, so I just need to change this solution. Okay, so just be patient. Okay, so now I have this glass. Okay, now I am putting some water in it, not that much big. Yeah, that will be fine. Okay. And now you can see I have salt. Okay, I have salt. So for this experiment, it is my solute and it is my solvent. Okay, now what I am doing, I am adding, mixing up the solute and solvent. Okay, just mixing up. See, it totally dissolves in it. Okay, next I'm mixing once more some water. Still it has been dissolved. Okay, I'm taking up once more. See, can you see a residue of salt left at the bottom? Right? That means this salt is not dissolving in that particular solution. Right? Now we can clearly see this particular solute is not exactly dissolving in this particular solution. So what is this solution called? What will be this solution called? Yeah, exactly, saturated solution. So it is the saturated solution. That means we can see that solute is not at all dissolved at the bottom. Rather, it's settled down. Okay. But when I apply for the second time, it has been dissolved. For the first time, it has been totally dissolved. For the second time, it has been totally dissolved. But for the third time, you can see it didn't dissolve. That is your saturated solution. Okay, so a saturated solution is a solution in which the solvent does not take any more solute, okay, to make a solution. Got it? That means in a solution, if the solution does not take much more solute to dissolve in it, then we call it as a saturated solution, as in this case. Okay, until and unless the solute get mixes up with the solvent to make the solution, it will be called as an unsaturated solution. But whenever the solute does not mixes up, that becomes a saturated solution. See, it is not dissolved at all. Okay, like it is left in the residue, so it's a saturated solution. So this is the 3 or 4 activity that I have performed. I hope I have done pretty good job rather. Okay, so I hope you understand it well. My motto is just to make you understand in a easy way, nothing else. So just read the books. Okay, what are the books says and what's the video. Okay, and spread this video as well as. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for watching the video. To know more about us, click www.stxavierspublicschool.com. If you like our video, then share and subscribe, please.